The aircraft carrier, one of the mightiest vessels a Navy could have. But with this great power comes great responsibility. We might have asked ourselves at one point, how does this colossal vessel manage to run smoothly? Aircraft carriers not only have to conduct routine military exercises, but also maintain a disciplined lifestyle on board. In this video, we'll dive deep into the question, what makes an aircraft carrier come to life? One of the most astonishing features of an aircraft carrier is its ability to stay at sea for years. Being able to cruise non-stop for up to 25 years. This is thanks to its nuclear-powered reactors. But what about refueling aircrafts on board the carrier? This brings us to a process known as underway replenishment. Underway replenishment is a complex and carefully orchestrated operation. Long hoses or fueling rigs are extended from the supply ship to the carrier. These hoses are connected to the carrier's fueling system, which pumps the fuel into the carrier's tanks. Another process of transferring goods is known as the cargo net. Cargo nets are used to transfer supplies such as food, water, and ammunition from the supply ship to the carrier. These nets are attached to cranes on both ships and are used to lift the supplies from the supply ship's deck to the carrier's deck. However, there is another way of supplying goods. This process is known as vertical replenishment, or vert-rep. This method of resupply is used when a ship is unable to approach a pier, or when the ship is underway and requires urgent resupply. During a vert-rep operation, a helicopter hovers over the ship, and cargo is lifted on and off the vessel using a sling or other lifting device. The cargo is typically loaded into special containers or nets that can be easily lifted by the helicopter. This method is often used to transfer urgent supplies, such as medical equipment, ammunition, and spare parts. It's also used to transport personnel and other essential items such as food and water. The carrier thus remains fulfilled with the needed items. However, when it comes to tasks on an aircraft carrier, all 6,000 sailors on board have specific duties, such as the cooks and food management staff, who work day and night serving all kinds of meals feeding the entire aircraft carrier. Sailors dedicating their roles to firefighting, cleaning, and maintenance. These are sailors working behind the curtains, under the flight deck, not seeing sunlight sometimes for weeks. Some sailors on board get to work where the action happens, operating flights on the flight deck. Starting with the on-ground staff, there are various colored uniformed sailors working to navigate, tow, refuel, launch, and recover aircraft. The air traffic controllers, flight engineers, and pilots also belong to this section. Alongside these official jobs and responsibilities, it's essential for sailors to have their own spots where they're free to unwind. There are libraries provided with internet, gyms, and also separate stores to purchase necessary items. These stores are refilled by the supply ship from time to time. However, even after the easy access to these amenities, feeling homesick can still be a common feeling for sailors on this long journey at sea. That's why, thanks to cargo planes like the C-2 Greyhounds, mail is possible to be shipped such from a sailor's carrier all the way back home. The fighter jets, protected by the carrier, are a carrier's offensive weapons. But even with fighter jets ready to be deployed whenever the call is given, a carrier still needs to ensure its own security. This is why aircraft carriers are often accompanied by other ships in a formation known as a carrier strike group. This includes several other ships, such as destroyers, cruisers, and submarines, that work together to provide protection and support to the carrier. Sometimes the group is accompanied by the supply ship throughout the whole operation, making a completely realistic scenario for war preparation. An aircraft carrier is a huge responsibility. What gives life to these important airports of the sea is the dedication of thousands of sailors, their sacrifices, and hard work. So, what does it really take to become a sailor on board an aircraft carrier? In this video, we dive deep into the U.S. Navy's rigorous training for upcoming sailors. See you there.